Yo, yo, yo. Let me know if the music's too loud or not. Let me back my mic up, actually. Jesus. Actually, the music's probably a hair too quiet. Let me move it up a hair. Alright. Yo, what's up, Jacob? What's up, Jack? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Alexis? I started it early. I'm going to give it like 6-7 minutes before I truly start going at it. And then, yeah. But I'm giving everybody a chance to tune in before I start. I'm going to start in like 6-7 minutes. Try to start at 6 on the dot. Your place of chore. You mean your long hobby? What's up, J-Rod? What's up, Zach? Y'all can hear me in the music, right? I'm at work, but Bueller is live, so F work. I hope your boss does not watch the streams. What's up, John? What's up, Chuck? Y'all can hear me, right? Somebody give me a thumbs up, please. I'm begging. What's going on there, everybody? Glad to have you all. Okay, thank you, Zach. I thought I was going crazy. He's out of the branch. Oh, okay. What's up, Topher? Alright, cool, cool, cool. Alright, I just had to make sure I wasn't going crazy, you know? Again, I'm going to start in like 4 or 5 minutes. I was just giving everybody a chance to join. And then I'll go over what I'm going to do. Then we'll do it. How are you all doing, though? What's everyone up to? How was y'all's day so far as we come to the end of the day? What's up, Mighty One? How's it going? Thumbs up. Appreciate you, Marlon. Chillin', chillin', ready. Good to hear, good to hear. Had a green date so far? Very nice. What'd you trade today? He's either saying he had a Green Day or Green Day is his favorite band. It's one or the other. I swung snap calls, hoping to fill the gap only in runners, though. I'm up 425%. Let's see what you're looking at. Oh, nice. Okay. Damn, you got a good day to get on Square then. Or, sorry, Snap. Good stuff though, dude. 100 or 425%. That's nuts. Decent day. 3 profitable trades today and done. Didn't want to overtrade. Good stuff, Alexis. Being able to stop yourself. We can do Square, Marlon. Make sure to remind me though, because I'm gonna clean up my. Or I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you everything I'm about to do. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want everybody to get in here and then we'll go. Entered off the pre-market high. Good stuff then, Zach. A good initial sign of potential bullish breakout. Good stuff holding your runners that long too, dude. Seriously. That's very, very awesome. Sorry when you're asking someone to respond. No, you're good, Jack. It's okay. You just want to make me sound crazy. It's cool. It's cool. I got you. I got you, Jack. But Marlon, just remind me and I will chart Square. When it is time. It's probably only be like an hour and a half stream. I don't plan on it being super, super long. But I did want to do this. Pretty awesome, though. We did the YouTube stream today, this morning, like usual. And then I uploaded the SPX video for everybody who is a YouTube member. So make sure to check that out if you have access. I would definitely check it out. If you have a green name, you have access. So be sure to check that out. And then now we're having this stream. So full day of YouTube content. At least someone does. True. Don't want to be too sane. All right, again, I'm going to start about a minute and a half. Give a few more people a chance to get in here. I don't really expect, to have like as many viewers as we get in the morning streams, but want to give other people a chance to be able to tune into streams like this, because I know everybody doesn't have time to watch the morning streams. Feels weird leaving work listening to a stream. I'm all backwards. It's like, wait a minute, to go back to work. All right, well, I guess let's go ahead and start. If people want to go ahead and tune in late, they can. Glad to have everybody who is here. Shout out to you. Glad to have you in here. So this stream, I was going to actually clear some stuff and then just kind of get some stuff ready for you guys, and then we just go at it. But then I was like, you know what? No, I want them to see, this is part of the routine. You're late? Who's late? 6 o'clock. I'm on the dot. But sorry, I was also reading a message. I brain farted there. But I wanted to show you all part of the routine, being able to clean up your charts, maintenance, being able to clean it up and then move on from it. So first thing I want to do with you guys is clean up some charts. Let's do that. So you guys can see. And honestly, the real first should be review what happened. You should already have done that by now, or be doing it now as you're coming home from work or whatever, your day might have been. But go through your charts, review, left to right, what happened today. You had your level set from the night before, so go through them. What happened? Okay, awesome. We had a good dip down to possible demand. That demand from yesterday that we highlighted this morning, they ended up taking a really good dip. A lot of people in chat actually took good shorts to the downside. And then there was kind of a slow period where a couple sectors were continuing to sell off, like healthcare. And then you had tech, discretionary, all kinds of other sectors, financials, comms, all start to kind of slow down or start to reverse or base out and then pick up. Tech was a little bit later than some of them, but they all, at the end of it, ended up picking back up. So that's why you kind of have this like weird kind of like decider phase, and then everything started shooting up at the same time. And that's why you have such larger green candles moving up to the upside. So that was really nice. I think a big thing too from the bigger time frame, which we'll go over at a later time in the stream, was the higher open. Again, the higher open over the previous day. Again, we kind of dumped end of day, closed down here. The higher the higher open over that was a very good kind of initial sign of like, all right, well, there's some bulls here. Even if they dip down to that and end up holding it, that could still be a good bullish sign to the upside. The bears did not end up fading under this, so you can see the defensive 410.50 again. But again, I want to maintenance the chart. Let's clean them up. So first thing I want to do is I want to delete a lot of my previous day levels first. I actually will delete the zones because they finally broke, which we hadn't done that in a long time. So we're going to delete that. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Actually, wait, hold up. Okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure I'm deleting smaller time frame levels, not bigger time frame levels. Yeah, because 410 is not a smaller time frame level. All right, so we'll go from there. And then I like to go to the settings cogwheel, time axis, expansion area. I like to go to 500 real quick just because it's an instant click. And then I like to zoom over and just highlight kind of the outer part of the end of tomorrow. And then I can kind of focus on what I want to draw here. So I see the high of day. The first things my eyes set on are the low of day and high of day when I start to do this. But I instantly look at this and I see the high of day. So I'm going to go from the high to the open of the last green candle. So I'm going to grab it from there. And since we have a level at 415.87 already, we might as well include it. So let's go ahead and back it up a little bit so the clicker doesn't mess it up. And then we're going to go to the open of that last green candle right there. Right? So now we have an area of supply where sellers should be. If we see buyers take over it and sit on top of it, they can return that into demand and buyers can continue moving forward, just like we saw today. And then now tomorrow, or looking at the low of yesterday, or today it will be, sorry. Look at the low of day and go to the top of the last red candle. So it's going to be about right there. Go to the bottom, right there. So again, top of the red candle, bottom of the red candle. because that's where we reversed from for the low of day. So I know there's an area of potential demand there. So now moving forward into tomorrow, I instantly know there's sellers here and there's some buyers here. So let's say tomorrow nothing happens, no news comes out, nothing, we just trade here. Awesome. Well, now I know that I either reject off of this and can play positions there. We can play positions above this that can retest from here. It could just ignore it entirely, you know, whatever happens there, right? But let's say we have a night where news comes out and some like crazy catalyst sends us back down. Oh, where'd my trend line go? There we go. And for some reason, we're starting the day off way down here. Well, now that we've had a significant amount of selling and we're approaching a noticeable area, we can see that, well, we have a couple different scenarios happening. We can play some bounces off here. You can see nothing happen. They just consolidate here the entire day. We could see them push through it, reject underneath it, turn it into supply, move it lower before the end of the day. You know, there's a couple different scenarios. So now that we know that, we have extra areas going into tomorrow that we could definitely utilize. Besides, of course, our overall bigger time frame levels. We have, of course, the bigger time frame level down here at 410, 411.50, 412.86, 414.25, 415.86. Outside of that range, we got the 417.20, 417.60. You guys remember that from before. Way down here, we got the 408.50. So we got levels everywhere. It doesn't really matter where we start tomorrow. It's just how you play off those levels. So that's how we'll react. But overall, that's how you clean up your chart, move on to kind of having the next day set. And now I don't have to worry about anything. Now, you know, if we start here, awesome. I'm looking under here. I'm looking over here. We start down here. Awesome. I'm looking over this. I'm looking under this. Awesome. Got a plan there. Oh, we start down here. I can look over this. We're looking under there's always a plan no matter where you start. And that's the whole point of the levels, is having good, strong, reliable levels that aren't just accurate, but can be used regardless of where we start the next day. You know, so you swing traders, that's a whole nother conversation. But day traders, scalp traders, you're going to definitely love utilizing these levels. Again, these are, again, just levels from the daily time frame or merging candles, all that good stuff. And we'll go over a couple charts together and do some of those. But here's the chart link if you guys want it. I'm actually trying my best to save these, so when I share them on Twitter later, we're good to go. Alright, so I got that saved there. Now, we'll go clean up some more charts, and then I'm going to just kind of, I'm going to clean these a little faster than I did on SPY. I just want to give you guys a little bit of time to kind of understand what I'm doing. But we're going to delete a lot of our small time levels, smaller time frame levels. Delete all those. We'll leave that because it's a good level that hasn't really been touched yet. We'll leave that because it's a good psychological level. There's another one here at 174.50, but you don't have to mark every psychological level. Don't want to drive yourself crazy. I've got a couple levels here on AMD. We're going to leave the 104, 105 there. That was a really good target, too, after that recovery. So we'll leave that there. Microsoft. Delete these. Again, we'll come back to that. We'll come fix it up. Actually, we'll do that in the morning. You'll see me do that in the morning. Delete. We'll leave those because they're good psychological levels. I probably just need to fix Nvidia's chart. Delete those. Tesla's cleaned up. Wait. Oh, we're on the wrong chart. Clean that one up. We'll leave that blue area down there. It's not hurting anything. Could probably leave that blue area for the future, but actually, you know what? Let's leave it. We'll delete that one, though. Netflix. Delete all of these. Let's keep that area there. Delete that. Keep that previous day low there. That's pointless. That's a good psych level. And it actually worked today. I didn't see how well Netflix's levels worked today. I kind of randomly added some of those levels. Wow, that worked out very well. I was doing it for psych levels because I didn't like how wide some of these spaces are. And then tech sectors. Sectors. So tech did really good today, as you guys can see. We'll go ahead and delete some of these levels. Healthcare. Remember, guys, this was the one I was talking about today where it had a lot of weakness to begin with. Look how much drop that had today. Second largest sector, and it brought some nice red candles to start the day off. And then, of course, you guys saw a combination of tech, financials, communications, and then discretionary kind of pick back up and take us higher. So that was a nice combo. You know, I hate to say it, but we could probably leave that one too. Delete that. We'll leave that. And then we'll clean this up as well. And there we go. Must have forgot some from the past few days. But now all of our charts are ready. So like, kind of like on this chart, like right here, I can instantly, I can instantly go from the high of day to the open of that green candle, drag it over here, and now I have a notable area for tomorrow. Same thing for low of day. Pretty much just go all the way up to that open. I like to mark the close, and I like to mark the open, which down here, since it's in the blue area, I'll just leave it as is, but marking that previous day close is going to be significant. Discretionary. That one doesn't really have any significant like drawback from that, so we'll go ahead and leave that. We'll just mark a clean flat resistance. That's basically just needs to pop a new high is what it's looking for. And then support, we'll go ahead and leave that blue area, but let's extend it. Extend it over so it's actually reliable for tomorrow. And we'll add the that day's open. Today's open. Going into tomorrow will be previous day open. So we'll leave that there. And then we can also add a notable support here, which I don't always like to do because I don't like adding too much recent info or you kind of overwhelm yourself going into the next day. But I think it's a good spaced out chart here now. Where it actually had a good hit, and then it came back down, they caught support, and they moved back higher. So I actually kind of like that it lines up with previous rally, and they caught support there. So 149.45, 149.40, going to be a very, very good area. So we'll leave that there. And yep, official Jacob, you are correct. Every bigger level that you see that goes off the far left of my screen, these are all monthly levels from the monthly time frame, like you said, monthly TA routine. The only difference is that I sometimes like to add these previous day short-term levels and then these previous day supply and demand, because it's just something a little extra we can add that gives us really, really good short-term confirmations for things. Pretty much everything that you saw me do on SPY is what I'm doing on the sectors every day. And you can clean them up, you can delete them. If you don't want to add it, you don't have to, of course. It definitely can get a little bit tedious. You know, it could definitely be a little annoying. I must have not cleaned up XLF. I don't know what's going on here. We'll go ahead and fix that. But which one did I just do? We just did XLY, we did XLC. Let's do XLF, then which is banks. Then we'll do healthcare. Then we'll do tech, and then we'll move on to the next part of the stream. We'll move on to recharting something. I kind of want to redo AMD and Nvidia because my charts need to be cleaned up. A lot of you have been requesting AMD. I think I saw a bunch of you request Apple the other day, so I'll do that one again. And then we'll take it from there. Marlon requested Square, so we'll do Square. I'm not going to take too many requests because I don't want to, redo the same system 50 times over. I do want you guys to go practice it yourself once we go over it more. But again, it's just the same TA routine. It's nothing new. All right, so we'll get our previous day supply. I don't know where my rectangle went. There it is. Previous day high down to the open of that green candle, creating an area of high of day supply, and then low of day demand. So I'll go from the low to the top of the last red candle before that reversal, and it was about that one, the one I grabbed from, so pretty large area there. And then, of course, we have our previous day open, which you don't have to mark since our blue area is there. And if you don't want to, because our blue area is pretty close here, and the previous day closes there, you don't have to, but I'm going to go ahead and add it. So now we know what to look past. So going into tomorrow, that's what we'll kind of pay attention to. And then kind of like the same reason you saw me draw this level here for discretionary, you can draw this level here for our financials if you really want to. A good kind of short-term support where they caught end of day. If you really want to, for a good short-term pullback possibly for tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and add that. Zoom on over, and let's add our demand from healthcare. Again, going from the low to the high of the last red candle before the reversal, and then vice versa for the supply, which there actually isn't really one here. So we're just going to lazily add the previous day open and the previous day high in the open market session. So now we know there's a pretty good amount of, not supply necessarily, but we can think of it as the same thing right there. So we'll leave it right there. Let me make sure I'm not missing any questions. Yes, gold creation, this will be saved. Like all the other public streams, this will be saved. What's up, Long Border? What's up, Boo Rock? How y'all doing? The whole squad is her. Sorry, guys. I'm just focused. I'm trying to go at it, fix everything up. Because for playback value as well, if people want to go back who missed this, I want them to be able to view without having to sit here and, sit through a bunch of questions. So, don't really have a clear supply on this one. If we want to, we could technically go from here and go to the open of that candle. And then also just add that high. So go back to this and then add that high there if you really, really want to add that. But it would also be best just to add that high of day. So we can watch that. We got the previous day closed pretty close. So we can also add that. So it's a pretty good area there. And then, of course, our demand, which is way down here. Pretty big reversal day. Again, bottom of the move, top of the last red candle before the reversal gives us an area of demand. And then also add your previous day close, which we already did up there, and then your previous day open, giving us another good pivot point. So we got a couple good levels. And then for the same reason we marked XLF right there, and for XLY right here, we're going to mark XLK. Where am I at? Right here. I want to get the meat of it, really. There we go. 154. So now we got a couple levels to go off of for every single chart going into tomorrow, and the day hasn't even started yet. If we start over it, awesome. We look to see if they hold these as support or move higher to another higher monthly level. If they end up opening lower, awesome. We look to see if they come down here, hold support, bounce off of them, or if they're going to reject through them and flush to a further target below. So we'll go through all that tomorrow in the morning stream as well. So we got our cleaned up charts. We adjusted them for tomorrow, and we got all that done in what? About 20 minutes. So it really didn't take that long to get all of that done, guys. It really doesn't take long to go back to your charts, clean them up real quick, and then also maintenance them. You know, add on any information you might give a shit about tomorrow. You know, it's definitely very useful. So hopefully a lot of that was helpful. I was going to delete all of that and then not add that in the stream, but I really, really wanted to add that just so you guys start to see, like, this is definitely part of the routine. You can't just abandon, you know, cleaning up your levels or any of that. Don't let go of it. You might think it's something stupid or small or tedious, but in reality, it's part of the discipline too. You know, if you stop doing this, what else were you going to stop doing? You know, it could lead to worse habits, I guess. Don't do it. What do you use the TA routine levels for? That might sound dumb. Here. You need this video, my friend. And no, it doesn't sound dumb. I mean, it's totally fine to ask that question. It's a whole nother topic. It's like a whole nother, that's like a whole breakdown in itself. But I would 300% go through that video. I literally made that video just for that question, because there's people out there who might be new to the channel or new to the system or just curious about why the levels work out so well. You know, they're like, what the heck? How come these are so useful? Why be so curious about them? Click on that link, watch the video. You have the BB course. I mean, that's awesome. You have the BB course. I was just linking you a good one-stop shop video. But that video shows you how to chart the levels, how to trade through them, how bigger and smaller time frame you can read through them. It's a great video. I'm also going to do part of that video kind of in this stream, but that's a really good one-stop shop if you want to. I'd go bookmark that. That's a very good video, though, for that question. All right, and then to fix our time axis, go back to this. Go back to 50, apply. Okay. And now our charts are cleaned up, ready for tomorrow. Do we have any questions about the maintenance or cleaning up your charts before I move on? No questions? All right, well, let's move on then. So, again, you like to review your bigger time frame chart. You like to review your smaller time frame chart, clean up your charts, maintenance them. Awesome. That's pretty much the routine for how your afternoon or your night should be, whether you're off work or whatever happens during the day. You know, take off and then clean up your charts and stuff. And then for tomorrow, you're all set. All you got to do is add, you know, maybe a pre-market level here or there, or, you know, just kind of re-look at it to get yourself kind of reaccumulated to like, all right, this is what's on my chart. This is what's going to definitely be interesting to me. This is what's going to slow me down, blah, blah, blah. You know, get yourself going for tomorrow. Get yourself prepared for the next day. And then in the morning, you don't have to worry about as much or work as hard because you got your sectors done. You got all your individual charts done. But let's go through Apple, AMD, maybe Nvidia as well. And then we'll also do Marlon's request for Square. And then we'll see where we go from there. But Apple, I'm going to rechart Apple entirely. Let's go ahead and clear this. Wait, make sure I'm on the right drawing set. I am. Okay, so. And I know this might look overwhelming, guys, but this is not for the bigger time frame. This is for zooming in and seeing for the smaller time frame. So trust me, it's not that overwhelming. But go out to the maximum daily time frame. How many of you, before I start, how many of you are already accustomed or aware to the TA routine? How many of you guys already know how to grab these levels or what they're used for, or how many of you already use them? How many of you guys are used to these levels, though? Give me a thumbs up or a yeah. How many of you guys use the TA routine levels or even the BB levels going down to the smaller time frame? I mean, it's okay if you don't. Again, it's you're not going to hurt my feelings. Just curious. Again, you know, it's just a system that I'm not going to be like, oh, I invented this, but it's just like something we've gone over a bunch of times, and, you know, it's a really good system for, you know, just good support resistance on smaller time frames. Also useful for bigger time frames. Cool, though. Glad to see a good majority of people here love using them, though. Good, good. Ron to God Live. If you scroll up, I just linked official Jacob a video. Here, I'll pin it. I would also watch this video, too. Regardless of what's said in the stream, I would still go watch this video after the stream or whenever you have time. But that's a really good intro to how our levels are used, how you get them, and other methods in chat, of course, too. There's a bunch of things in that video. But now we're on the daily time frame. Again, so write this down. I use the daily time frame for smaller time frame trading. Make sure you understand that. I use the monthly and sometimes the weekly for bigger time frame trading. Don't get confused by that. It sounds a little weird when you say it like that. You know, I'm using the daily to trade on the smaller, I'm using the monthly to trade on the bigger, but it'll make sense once you go through the levels more. So let's go through it. So starting left to right, again, starting left to right, far left. Why this system is so strong, successful, why these levels work out so well is because you are utilizing levels of price history. Algorithms, traders of any age, all use price history. Now, this isn't something everyone uses. This isn't even something every indicator calculates with. But these are some of the most effective and some of the most easy levels to grab. Again, is it easy to trade off of them? No, of course, in any aspect, trading is going to be hard, and anybody who tells you otherwise is lying to you or trying to sell you something. But these levels will at least give you a better effective edge on things because they're very effective themselves. So as you grow with levels more, as you mentally trade with them more, again, I'm not ever going to sit here and say, jump into a live account, throw $1,000 on each time a level breaks. No, definitely don't do that. Definitely takes an eye for trading with the levels. But these levels are super, super effective, and all you're doing is using price history. Again, price history. It's super, super effective, and it's super easy to grab, and everyone has access to it. It's not some weird indicator. I'm not giving you some weird script. Anyone can do this. And the cool thing is it's not just for stocks. You can do this for Forex. You can do this for equities, options, all kinds of different things. I've seen all kinds of traders utilize these levels for all kinds of different markets. So that's another cool thing too. But let's start from bottom left. What I'm doing is I'm analyzing the chart. I see that the all-time high is here. I see we have a good kind of stable low right here. I see current prices right here. So I'm kind of focused on this leg up here. You know, again, I'm focused on the far left of the chart. What I like to do is grab what we call emerging candles. Emerging candles are green candles that push new highs the price has never gotten to before. So this is the first time price has ever gotten to this level. We're going to go ahead and add that to the far left. And then on the far right of the chart on the smaller time frame, that's something we're going to use for information to either surpass or to use as support or to reject off of, or, you know, it's a great pivot point to use for both bull and bear. Of course, I'm not going to start there. It's a little too far, but just to give you an example of what we're looking for. So let's go again. We're going to start up here. Again, I see current price is about 172.60, so I need to probably start pretty close to that. So we're going to start down here at about 156.7 area. So we mark that one again. Close of the green candle is what I'm grabbing. Close of the green candle. Again, why I link that video to everybody is because I'm not going to sit here and re-explain this over and over and over and over and over and over. The TA routine is one of the most simple things once you join this community, and it's honestly super, super effective. Again, I keep saying that like I'm trying to sell you on something, but it's free. It's something you're allowed to use. Anybody can grab it. All right, now this is where it gets tricky. This is where a lot of people get caught up. Oops. Okay, I'm all over the place. So zoom in again. So you see how we have these wide areas? Now, in the bigger time frame, that might not seem that wide to you, but on the smaller time frame, a break of 165.30 and then saying that's your next target at 171.18, that's a little far, right? So we need to add something in between there, but we need to add something consistent, something that we can do over and over and over again that's stable, that makes sense, and that isn't going to be a moving or changing variable on us every time we want to go chart something. So what is something we can add in between these large areas? Anybody who's accustomed to the TA routine already, what is something we can add in between these, what seem to be larger ranges? We need to get some more levels in between there, but I don't want to make anything up. What can we shove in there? I know some of you know. Exactly, the fib, the 50% fib. Also known as the control point. Yes, 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 yes. Glad to see so many correct answers. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do one here. I see the 50%. I'm going to add a price level to it. And we're going to do that in between emerging candle to emerging candle. I see that's a tight range. Awesome. Let's leave it. Another semi-wide range. Nothing too crazy. I see the halfway point. I'm going to add the level in between. Awesome. Let's grab the next one. Emerging candle to emerging candle. Again, emerging. I might not be speaking English correctly. Emerging. Here we go. Price level. Remove. And you can do that over and over. Now, there's even times on charts like Tesla, for example. I know that one off personal memory. There's huge rallies, and you guys remember, if you were there for Tesla's crazy rallies back in the day, you know that they have very big wide ranges in between some of those emerging candles. So you understand that sometimes you're gonna have to grab more than just a control point. Sometimes you grab the control point, and then you go from emerging candle to that level, and you grab that halfway point just to fill a super wide range. You might even have to do one right here, to be honest. We'll go ahead and leave it though. But essentially, that's how we get all of our levels. Again, first time price has ever been here. First time price has ever been here. See how I'm not adding that red candle? I'm focused on just closes of green candles, the meat of the green candle. That's what I'm focused on. An emerging candle. It's an emerging move. It's never been there before. It emerges and it's there now. That's why we grab it, because it's a great spot, like a break spot almost. Think of it as like a very strong potential break spot. Again, it doesn't have to stop there. It doesn't have to close there. We can go down to the smaller time frames now. We'll go to the 5-day, 5-minute, and you can see it now adds effective levels everywhere. What else can we grab here from the BB system now? Now, this is why you combine these. You don't ever just add levels from the technical analysis routine. You have to add, yes, like Nvidia 300, exactly. Psych levels, exactly. Psych levels are amazing. Great answer. I will also accept that. Now, who's all accustomed to the BB system? This is where you add your previous day high, your previous day low, your previous day open, your previous day close, your pre-market high, pre-market low. Just good short-term levels. Who likes to add good short-term levels? Another great thing we can add on. So going into tomorrow, what can I add here on Apple? Previous day low, previous day open, previous day high, previous day close. And let's say, you know, pre-market's somewhere in between here, whatever. We'll add that, or you don't have to because there's good outer levels already, right? Then what can we look past? We can essentially look past these three levels. We can essentially look past 170, target that level. Or if you just want to wait because you don't like that it's too close, all right, we'll wait for that level and then aim for that level. You know, it's really just if this, then that. It's all conditional. So it's going to give you great levels going into tomorrow, a great plan, no matter where price starts. Kind of like my example on SPY. So now, no matter where price goes, no matter where price starts, you always have a plan because you have combining levels on both sides. Oh, you have the indicator on TradingView. Good stuff. How do you determine your important sectors? My important sectors are based off of weight. So if you go to SPY, S&P 500, you go to Analyze tab. Probably can't see it because I have a thumbnail there. But if you click that, you can actually see the heaviest sector is tech. Second heaviest sector, ignore this, is healthcare. Third heaviest, financials. Then you got comms, you got discretionary. So it's very I mean, I'm just going off of weight is how I'm getting important, if that's what you were simply asking. There wasn't really anything extra or special to it. But that's how I get my important sectors. Tech, of course, is the heaviest. Healthcare, second heaviest. So on and so on. Like today. Today was actually a great example. If you go back in today's stream, here we go to discretionary. You can see discretionary was kicking so much ass. They pushed up, they got a retest, they continued higher. But that did not reflect on SPY as much because of what, guys? Does anybody know the answer to this? Why was this first initial pop not reflected on SPY? Based off of weights, of course. I'm not a genie. I don't know everything. Everything else wasn't working with it. Exactly. What did we have? We had a bigger weight selling off. Healthcare. Healthcare weight is almost double the size of discretionary sector, right? And look at them. Completely opposite chart than discretionary in the morning, right? You got a nice good upward move, a good bullish retest, a continuation higher. What healthcare have? Complete demon candles, taking out previous day close, previous day lows, moving to new lows of day, taking out 130. That was what was reflected more on SPY. You also didn't have help from tech either. You can see they kind of took an initial dip as well. So timing ended up not helping out that initial discretionary push. But what is something that did reflect on SPY? This is kind of a good kind of deep question. But what was something that happened between every sector today that was reflected on SPY? Who can tell me that? Tech was on fire, but what was reflected on SPY that every sector did? They swung together. What do you mean by that? They swung together. Went up, exactly. I guess that's what Sandler probably meant, but they went up. They went up. Everything went up. Let's go through these sectors real quick. So let's go to the today 5 minute just so we can focus on this. So focus on the kind of the middle part of the day, kind of going into the second half. Look at these nice green candles forming and pushing higher, right? It happened in the second half for healthcare. It happened there for financials. It happened there from comms. It happened there for discretionary. But what is the only difference between all of them? And again, they were reflected on SPY. You can see the massive green move. I'm sure all of you were accustomed to it by now. News-based bounce, yes, but I was just covering sectors to help people kind of get a good correlation view of, all right, these are pushing together. Awesome. But what was one thing different that each of these charts have? They all came from a different part of their chart. This is how you can help determine where SPY is going. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell the future, of course. I'm not ever going to tell you that. But, like, let's say XLK, XLV, XLF, XLC all dip down to the previous day low. They dip down to previous day low and hold that previous day low. But discretionary did never do that. Let's say they pushed above previous day high, and at the same time as all these pushing down to test that pre-market low or previous day low, they're sitting on that level there, sitting on it. So they're all doing a retest at the same time, but they're at different parts of their chart. So you instantly know, oh, okay, discretionary is doing better than tech, healthcare, this, that, but they're all moving up at the same time, which is what is being reflected on SPY. So at the same time, you can say, all right, well, SPY is moving higher because every sector is moving higher, but also discretionary is outperforming. So now you know, in case we get a pullback, that might be the one to watch for a pullback, because you know from before, prior to the pullback, you knew that that was the one that was leading. So you know that that one has the most room to the downside. So it's all about positioning, kind of seeing where they all in their chart, moving in unison, but where are they moving from? It's just good to know that, positioning. What stock is this? We're just looking at sectors. This is XLK Tech, XLV, Healthcare, XLF, Financials or Banks, so I like to call for short, Comms, XLC, XLY, Discretionary, Tesla, Tesla, Amazon, Nike, Home Depot, McDonald's. In this sector, you have Netflix, Meta, Google. In this sector, you have Berk, BJPM, Bank of America, all kinds of banks in there. Healthcare, you have all kinds of different things in there, but the only two main ones that we really care, or three that we care about, are UNH, J&J, and AbbVie, because they weigh so much in that sector. We have a couple energy tickers here, of course, just to kind of watch, but we don't really pay attention to those as much. I like to keep my banks in there, and then I like to end it there. Tech, of course, mainly ran by Apple and Microsoft. Those are the two main weights of that sector. So it's just good to know what belongs to what, at what time is moving. Then you can go look at SPY and then kind of just correlate it. It's just good to kind of keep in mind. And don't ever think to yourself, this is something I need to learn. Like, I need to know this now. Like, no. Just slowly apply this to your system. Like, keep doing whatever you're doing now, but slowly start to look at the sectors a little bit more, and you'll start to realize, like, wow, today was a really strong day because every sector did really well today. Whereas a day where just one sector is doing really well and everything's just kind of average, you'll instantly know, okay, well, if everything slows down or reverses, this is the one that has the most room to the downside, or vice versa. Let's say everything continues higher. Well, if they're going to continue higher, I don't really want to play the one that's already up there in the heavens. I want to play the ones that are coming off the ground. So now you know based off positioning what to look for. But let's chart another one, though. We did Apple. Is everyone good on the Apple levels? We understood that. I also want to get that saved here. Oh, whoops. I didn't even do the supply demand. Hold up. Alright, so we'll go from the high and we'll go to the... Whoops, I'm way too far. So we'll mark that. Previous day low down to the top of the last red candle before the reversal. Whoops. There we go. We got demand, we got supply, we got a good level above supply to look over in case bulls want to potentially step in higher. Got our previous day open mark, previous day close, previous day low, previous day high. Could probably add this level here because you got a good resistance, and then they pushed above it, held it, and then pushed off of it. So that's probably a good level, but again, it makes sense if you want to add it or not add it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'm going to go ahead and just keep it there. And now I can share it. There we go. Was literally thinking about getting more acquainted with the sectors when I'm utilizing SPY and triple Q. Great stuff. And yeah, Alexis, and I just don't want people to think like, oh, I have to watch this every single day, all the time, forever. Like, no, just don't freak out. You know, just slowly look at it a little bit more. You know, add it to part of your system. It doesn't hurt to check, oh, wow, is tech, who's outperforming what? You know, even just leaving it on a little watch list here is helpful. By looking at those different ETFs, can you get a good profile pre-market on them? What do you mean? Like being able to tell, like, oh, I'm looking above this or I'm looking below this. I don't really even pay attention to their pre-markets as much because they don't have much action. Most pre-market information is pretty useless. Why I like the pre-market high and pre-market low, though, is because those are good initial signs of like, hey, bulls are stepping in, or hey, bears are trying to take things lower. They're just good early on initial signs. I wouldn't necessarily focus on it just because of pre-market, if that's what you were asking. But let's move on, though. We're all good, though. Thumbs up. We're all good on this one. Everybody's good with Apple. I want to move on to AMD, and then maybe we'll do Nvidia. And then, of course, we can do Square for Marlin. I like to flip out the pre-market ranges. That's totally fine, too. Especially if you have a sizable pre-market range, too. It's very smart to do that because sometimes you won't have a level in the area, and you'll be like, well, hold up. I need something here. All right, let's go to the 3-year daily. I think that's all I need. Let's do the max just to see. Yeah, okay. So we'll start here because current price is right here. And something I like to do to kind of trick myself is not looking at current price. I pretty much ignore it. I pretty much just look at the rally up, and then I focus on those levels, and then I zoom over and I see where everything is. Because I feel like when you leave price in front of your face, sometimes you catch yourself. You might even do it inadvertently, but you'll start to accustom some of your levels to where current price is to make it look good. When in reality, that's very wrong. You should not do that just to make your TA look good. So emerging candle, emerging candle, emerging candle, emerging candle, another emerging candle, another emerging candle, another one. Could add a halfway point right there. Got another one. These are basically the same levels, so I'm going to leave it. There we go. Right? Yeah. All right, so let's get one right here. I saw we have a pretty wide space there above current price. We can leave that because current price isn't that high up, so we'll go ahead and leave that there. Zoom on over again to here. And see how we have a wide space right there? Let's go ahead and clean that up. So we'll go from emerging candle to emerging candle. We'll add this halfway point here. Again, that's just, again, getting a good... It's what it is. I mean, a halfway point. That's exactly what it is. I'm going from one candle to another, and the halfway point of that is what is another good, effective pivot point. So we're going to have that. And honestly, we could probably leave that. We could add one more in between here, probably at like 90. But I'm going to leave it there just because current price is well above that. So now you can look over at current price and you can see, oh, wow, cool, this is the bigger time frame. But this isn't what we're worried about. We're worried about the smaller time frame. Oh, I'm on the weekly. Hold up. All right, well, if you want, that was a pretty good breakdown for the bigger time frame, though. Most of the time, you want to do the monthly, but the weekly is also good if you want to have more levels. Again, it makes sense that you'll have more levels because there's more information there. So if you want to see more levels, this is what you can do. But this is effectively how you look for your bigger time frame levels, though. So if you're a pattern trader, I'm a big pattern guy. So whenever I see patterns like, oh, there's a doji against the resistance here. All right, awesome. I have an initial slowdown here. If they don't push above it, I can potentially look for a new high. If they reject and try to push it under, we can look for a pull down. What do we end up getting here? We end up getting an indecisive candle to a bearish kicker. Okay, awesome. They probably want to pull back to the 9. They probably want to pull back to this level. So it's just good information to have those levels there. I effed up, though, by drawing those levels. but that is a good intro to the bigger time frame if you want to get into that. I must have misclicked. Yeah, I hit max week. I meant to hit max daily. I was wondering why there weren't so many levels. All right, well, that's still a good intro, though, to the bigger time frame. See, I'm human. All right, we got to... since we're going to have more levels, I'm going to go ahead and add the control points as we're going. Remove. So I see a red candles there. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. There we go, a new high, finally. So we'll go from here. Whoops. That can't. It keeps doing it. There we go. At that halfway point, remove. I actually have an emerging candle there. Wow. Got another level there. Another level there. Whoops. Okay, we're just all over the place now. Zoom in. All right, we're back to these again. Emerging candle, emerging candle, emerging candle, emerging candle. We're pretty far above current price. So what we can do now is we can add any halfway points like I was just showing you guys. So I see we got a pretty wide range there. We could do another one here if we really wanted to, but I think I'm just going to leave it there. So now we can go out of the 5-day, 5-minute. Zoom in. Actually, wait a minute. If I was to add that level... Where was it? Right here. I was going to say, if it's above 104, that'd be pretty impressive. So I guess I will leave it. Alright, now we got all of every level we need. We don't need any more. Alright, zoom in. Wait, no, zoom out. Previous day. Alright, now we could either include this level or just keep it there. So I'm going to just keep it there. We'll just go ahead and include our previous day close, which is actually right there. So we need to pass either previous day high or see a break of this previous day close area. We got a good level here at 102.95. So let's say price starts like right here somewhere. We can either look for rejections to keep us in range, consolidate all day. We can see them bring us down to 103 to take out 103. We can see them push up from here, sit on top of this, keep it as demand, continue higher from it. You know, these are things that we're going to be looking for no matter where price starts. Let's say price starts here. And again, you know, add your BB system levels. Don't ever forget that. Add your previous day open, add your previous day low, meet and wick if you need to. Previous day high, close, we already got those. So now you have extra levels plus your pre-market high, your pre-market low, if they are useful. Again, if they're just going to end up lining up with another level that you already have, don't double add your level. You're just going to make it hard to read your chart, really. But go ahead and keep that there for yourself. Let's get our demand, too. Here we go. We got our demand, we got our supply, we got everything set. And if we really wanted to, kind of like what I was explaining to you guys about adding this little hump level here, like on XLY, you could actually do the same thing on AMD here with this level right here. But I'm just going to leave it there, I think. We already have enough levels as it is. But now, going into tomorrow, we have almost everything we need for AMD. So let's go ahead and get it written out. Share. So now when I share this on Discord and Twitter, we'll be all good. All right. So we're good on AMD, guys. I can move on to Nvidia. We want to do Nvidia next, and then we'll do Square from Marlin, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. It's already been about 50 minutes. Damn, I didn't even realize. Time's flying. And if we ever do streams like this continuously, it'll be just like this. Again, doing maintenance on your charts, cleaning them up, kind of talking about sectors, talking about what we want to look at next, keeping some of these charts going, and then having them ready for tomorrow. All right, we're all good. I'm going to just move on then. Let's go to Nvidia. So I'm going to clear the chart. Go to the 3-year daily. So this one, we're not going to have as many levels because they're trying to push to all-time highs, which is pretty impressive. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of, whoops, we're going to cheat. We're just going to go here. All right, so let's just start from like 263. We'll start from here. So let's get the emerging candles first. There's literally 4. All right, so this is what I was talking about. This is what kind of throws people in the learning curve a little bit. So you see how we have like a wide range still, even though that's a halfway point. That's my emerging candle. It's like, well, what else can I add? Well, you could just add another halfway point. I don't like to do it too much, but when I see ranges like that, I see it as very effective. And I have back-tested levels like that, and they are very effective. Just as effective as the emerging candle itself, almost. That's a wide enough range to worry about, so let's go ahead and add that. Got another pretty wide range. Let's go ahead and add that. Remove. 308 to 319 could be seen as a wide range. We'll just go ahead and add it. It's $11 move. That is a pretty wide range regardless of what you are. All right, and then now, okay, I was making sure that wasn't the all-time high. But now we can zoom in, 5-day, 5-minute, and now we can add the rest of the information we want. So if you want to add, you know, this old supply that we came from, that we held on top of before continuing higher, we can keep that in case they want to return back. We can add our previous day demand. We can add our previous day supply, which there really isn't one to add. Actually, demand's from here. Previous day low, previous day open, previous day close, previous day high. We have 305, a good strong psychological number. You have 304, 306, 307. So if you want to add those, you definitely can. I'm going to leave it blank because, you know, once you see it, you'll be like, oh, it's next psychological number. You don't have to add it on your chart and overwhelm yourself. But that's what we can essentially look at tomorrow for Nvidia. So let's say they start higher. They continue this strong bullish move to the upside. As long as they hold 303, we can look for more upside. If they can push through 305, we can look for a continuation to 308, possibly 307.50. It's a really good thing to remind yourself that quarters are very important. You know, 25, 50, 75, 100. So think about it like this. 302.50, 305, 307.50. So 307.50 can also be considered a strong psychological area. So just keep that in mind moving forward. But that's how I'm going to look at Nvidia moving tomorrow. Let's get Nvidia link here. All right, everybody still with me? We're still good? So what we've done now is we maintenance our charts. We cleaned them up. We cleaned up SPY. We reviewed. We've now gone back through, talked about what else can we add for these smaller time frames to look out for SPY. And now we've gone back through, cleaned up Apple, cleaned up AMD, cleaned up Nvidia. We have everything ready to go on for tomorrow. So even if tomorrow is the most boring day ever, at least we'll be prepared for it. So let's do Square by Marlin. Marlin was one Square, so let's do Square. Which, if I remember correctly, this was a challenging one to get done. Oh, maybe not. All right, we got that one. Oh my God, Leland, I just saw what you did. A $20 donation saying do SPX. Now, what style do you want me to do SPX? Do you want me to do it like my levels? Do you want me to do like your levels, Leland? I could attempt that. I'm sure it'll be a fail. But how would you like it? Alright, let's zoom in here. Okay, so a pretty large area here, actually. Jesus. Let's just cheat. We'll add our halfway point from here. Extend to the left. Oh my God, donates to answer me. Jesus. Leland's got the bags. Dude must have got his PayPal account set up. My God, Leland, you're going crazy. Every time he answers me, it's in money. He speaks to me in cash. Sorry, guys, I'm adding halfway points because now that I'm looking at the smaller time frame, like, Jesus, these ranges are huge. All right, let's keep that going. All right, so let's add some halfway. I mean, some supply and demand. I'm honestly just gonna highlight this entire area here. Go from this low to the bottom of that, or top of that red candle, which is actually super small, so we'll just go ahead and include that. Notable area here, which you could technically mark if you want to be smart about it. I would. It seems to be an awesome chart, though, dude. We're going to have to look at square more. So, yeah, we'll definitely keep that going, Marlon. Good add-on, dude. I used to do square a lot more, but I don't know why I stopped. Awesome levels, though. Super clean, super easy to see, super easy to chart. Wasn't super hard. I had to go back really far. Again, all these levels are basically from... Let's look. These levels are basically from... What year is this? 2018. I got like early 2018, mid 2018. Awesome levels, though, Marlon. Thank you for bringing that one up. I like this a lot. Super clean levels. So kind of going into tomorrow, you know, just instantly looking at this chart, basically are looking over this area to see if they could break this, hold over it, and potentially move higher through 58.25, potentially move towards the higher 58s. Or we're going to see this as the high for now. They're going to reject from it. You could look for selling moves from it. You could look for reversals to it that reject again. You look for all kinds of things around that area. So we'll look for that, and if we end up starting lower and we're around here, we'll do the same exact thinking, but around this area. Leland, by the way, thank you again, man. $25 just to chart SPX. I appreciate you. But that's square, guys. And real quick, let me get screenshots for all of this, or else I will forget. That's weird. All right, so we'll do all the charts in a row. You guys can see exactly how I do it all. This is me every day. I need to fix my chart. Nope, I want a little more than that. But I don't need 500. There we go. That's better. Alright, so we get a picture of SPY. What was the next one? Apple. Jesus, where are the levels? Do 174. Apple, and then we did AMD, right? AMD, what was the next one after AMD? Nvidia. What I'm trying to do, the candles look ugly, but what I'm trying to do is get screenshots of basically every level here, so people who don't have TOS can try to fit as many of them as they can. Which, I need to look if there's a, like, TOS converter code to TradingView or something. Because that'd be very helpful. We got Nvidia. And then let's get Square. Which, we need to just add Square to the list and start using it more. Oh, not SQQQ. No. SQ. There we go. Alright, bear with me. I'm about to post all of this, and then we'll be good to go. Awesome. Got that posted there. And we got it posted for Twitter, too. Awesome. Good job, guys. You helped me be productive. Bam. Alright. Alright, now we get to chart SPX. You're good, Marlon. You could always go back to the replay too, save the chart link, check it out yourself. I went through it pretty thoroughly, so feel free to go back through it at any time. But basically, I just went to the daily time frame, added levels from like 2018, I think we said. I added a good short-term demand here around a good bigger time frame level. There's another demand way, way, way down there. I just didn't think it was as significant because this one's closer. So we'll see then. But a good demand here as well. Just kind of combining two bigger time frame levels and kind of mixing in our previous day close and previous day high, kind of keeping it all contained in there. So just kind of seeing the entire area as an important area, not just one level or the other. Sometimes it does come down to that. You know, you're not just like, oh, 58.25 is important. It's like, yeah, well, what if there's another, close here? Just combine them. What's hurting you? And yeah, wow, we've been live for about 50 minutes. Oh, actually an hour now. I just realized. If I do more of these, like I said, I will try to do my best about alerting everybody. Today I alerted on Twitter, Discord, everywhere to kind of tell everybody when we're doing this, since I don't do too many of these. But let's go ahead and do what our job is now. Leland paid us. We got to do our job now. Let's go chart SPX. So there's a couple ways you can chart SPX. I kind of thought about it for a second and which way I wanted to chart it. Leland has his own method. I have my own method. Both of them kind of coincide anyway, so it's not like either hurt each other. But I'll go ahead and just show you kind of a peek preview of both. And then maybe over time we can get some more charting videos from Leland or something to give you guys his kind of view on it. But overall, I'll show you how I do it using my method, and then I'll show you his way. Just kind of a peek preview. Of course, I'm not going to be able to perfectly recreate it, but let's jump into it. So again, kind of going out to the daily time frame, you can see we're way over here. And again, for SPX, if you want to just go ahead and add the monthly or the weekly levels instead to have less levels, it's very effective because now you're giving yourself just as much as important info, but you don't have as many levels across your screen. So you're not having to sit there and go, oh, I can trade off this, I can trade off that, I can trade off this. Having less levels might put you in a more passive, patient state of mind, is what I'm trying to get at. So I see we're at 41.58, so I'm going to start over here. I start from this high. New high there. And again, you might be sitting there thinking like, damn, there's a lot of levels we're grabbing here. Like, why are we making our chart so messy? Because it's not for this time frame. This is for the smaller time frames. We probably had a couple areas I could fill in. Yeah, like down here, this area could get filled. We'll add that. Come down here, add that. Add the control point. And we can keep going if we want to, but it looks good for now. We could add a level in between here if we really wanted to. I might just add a lazy one real quick. Could add one in between here. Continue higher if we want to, but look good for now. Jump down to that 5 minute, and you'll see, we can just look at like today. If I was to have charted yesterday, I would have had a zone here going down to the open of that candle because that covers a potential area of supply where price could not hold control above. So that would have made a good potential break above, which also, again, your previous day high, your previous day opens right here in this area. You got a good meet control of that candle there. They rejected under this bigger time frame level. So you have a really good break below in case they do get above this and can't move a new high here at 41.28. You see where they started, they instantly came down, basically filled the gap from where they closed here up to where they moved up, came down to that 41.13 level, ended up holding, got back above the 9, got back above that level there, got back above the supply, and ended up having a really nice massive buyer move up to the 41.57 in between the 41.70 area there, in between there. So really, really awesome move. But you can see the levels, again, doesn't matter what I'm on. Doesn't matter if it's an equity, if it's an index, if it's an ETF. It doesn't matter. The emerging candles work. Price history works. Also, one more thing we can add. Oh, wait, no, that's going into that day. So let's go ahead and clean that up. So we got all that cleaned. We can go into tomorrow now. Auto zoom back out. Zoom in. And let's see, what would we add for today? Going into tomorrow, we'll add this. Again, the high of day going into the open of that candle, a potential area of supply where sellers can be very present. So we'll go ahead and add both levels. I like this area here where price kind of pushed up, slowed down, and then held and closed into day. So now we know that's a potential 41.50 basically if you just want to go ahead and add 41.50. So that'll be a good level moving forward to the downside in case, if we end up holding in between here, this would be a good initial break below level. We have a good initial break above area. Also can look for rejects to potentially move to here. Can look for potential bounces from here to move back up to here. We can look for all kinds of things in this area. But that'll be our initial range if price it maintains in here before open tomorrow. That's where we'll look at. So, but this is the main method you can use. One more level I'd like to add also is the yesterday open. You can see way down there, which it isn't as important now because it's way down here, but you never know. What if we sell off super hard? You never know. 41.22 might end up being a huge level for you going into tomorrow. But I would definitely add that in there. And if you guys want the link, I'll give it to you. I'm not going to share this on Twitter because I don't really like sharing my SPX levels, because if you want to go get it, you definitely can. It's just I don't look at SPX. I look at SPY. You guys know this if you watch my videos. I don't watch SPX. I watch SPY. But yeah. But that's how you do it, using the TA routine system mixed in with the BB system, of course, for your smaller time frame levels like your previous days and your, all that stuff. Your intraday levels, smaller time frame levels. That's, in my opinion, the easiest way to do it. I think Leland's way is more effective. I think it's just a little bit harder for the average person. We can go over that though if you want. So the way that Leland likes to chart is, one, starting off with the daily. I love how his charting system is. It is in my opinion the most accurate and most optimized. It just, again, takes a little bit of time to get the eye for it. So I feel like you probably should still start with my system, and then maybe over time you can convert to this for shorter. But he's basically doing the same exact thing, but only short-term price action. So let's say, like right here, like what are significant levels going into tomorrow? Well, we have almost like a soldier candle almost. So we're going to know that yesterday's open is going to be a pretty significant level, yesterday's high. So we know that going forward. Turn off extended hours too. Let me go do that now before I forget. And, just getting some similar levels just in between there. And then moving down to the hourly. I love the hourly now because of Leland. Just kind of figuring out what's important in the area. Finding good recent levels, of course. Seeing a good common resistance. Like, oh, price is yet to get over this kind of meat area right here. You see price rejected it. Opened here, rejected. Can't get over it. Finally got over it. So now we know if, let's say, price comes down to 41.44, this could essentially be a strong bounce area for them if they hold over it. So now we know that just based off of the hourly. And, it might be a little different. And, we know that's the high of day. So go down to your 15-minute. And I'm not going to give you the full breakdown of it because I'm still learning it myself. But overall, in the 15-minute is where you're going to do a lot of your analysis for actually getting into your trade. You can still go down to the 1, the 3, the 5, the 2-minute, whatever time frame you want to. Zoom on down to as small time frame as you want to for your entries, your scalps, whatever you want to do. But viewing the 15-minute time frame is definitely going to give you a non-biased and more confident view of the charts as they lay out to you, as they present themselves to you, as more price action information steps into the chart, as more information is right here on your screen. So, and it's a lot slower too, which I kind of like. So at the beginning of the day, you're like, oh, it's not really doing a whole lot. It ends up holding, whatever levels right here at the previous day low. It ends up pushing over, and it's like, all right, well, we got an initial buyer move. They end up pushing this level. All right, well, we're picking up again. All right, we got to go close over that. All right, well, let's see where we can go from there. And you really are if this, then that. If it breaks this level, I look towards this level. If it breaks this level, I'm looking towards this level, but I have a stop right here. Then forming a trade plan around it. It really is a step-by-step process. But I love his system because he goes from the daily to the hourly to the 15-minute, and it really does use just recent price action to give him a lot of his info. But like I said, I think a lot of people should start with this system. Excuse me, sorry, I'm like dying now. Should start with this system because it's a lot more basic. It's easy. It kind of gives you the beginner steps and eye for looking for those later on more professional type levels is what I call them. I'm not any way, shape, or form saying we're professionals. It's just you kind of do have to have an eye or a little bit more experience to grab some of those levels from the hourly, from the 15-minute, and then over time to also have the confidence to trade with those levels. So again, I'm not trying to discredit from anybody from taking those levels or trying to utilize them. Feel free to. We'll post more lead test videos and stuff with his charting techniques and stuff. But again, I think that's just a great technique and a good intro for anybody who wants to get into SPX. If you guys have the YouTube membership, you guys have seen just how much content we've been providing for SPX and all those trades. So if you are into all that, definitely check that out. If you don't have a YouTube membership, I would 300% recommend it. I've given out like 30 or 40 of them myself to people, so I would check it out. Most of you seem to have it in here though, so definitely take time to view that. Oh, it's a lot of talking. Totally worth it, though. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll have a pretty good day. I don't know if we'll get a big move tomorrow after what happened today. That could definitely keep us, give us some sort of pullback in pre-market or some sort of pullback during tomorrow and keep us in range of this overall area here. And then maybe on Friday or next week, after a lot more news or information has been given out, then maybe we'll start to see a bigger move out on the bigger time frames. Again, you can see we're still technically in range. We got out of this kind of short-term range I talked about with you all, but we're still essentially in the bigger range. A shooting star would be nice, yeah, for real. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we got a candle like this either, where we do get a crazy bullish day, people get discredited, thinking we're going to continue flying, and then we sell off end of day, and we end up being a seller candle. That wouldn't surprise me either. There's all kinds of things tomorrow can give out. Yeah, guys, drop a like on the stream. How was today's stream? Do you guys want to see more of these? Do you guys want to see more of these breakdowns where I kind of clean up my charts, go through some stuff, rechart some stuff with you all? Is this the type of stream that you want to see more of? Oh, man, water is the greatest. And again, thank you, Lulan, for the donations, man. You did not have to do that. That's a good close friend of mine. It's probably the greatest trader in our chat. He won't say it, but I will. What's up, Wag? I'm glad y'all liked it, because this is just me being me. Again, I'm not trying to come up with some sort of template where we have to follow it every time and it has to be perfect. I just want to do what I want to do, and this is what I do every day. Maintenance. We clean up our chart. I clean it up. I add some stuff to it, clean it up just like we did here. I get the chart links. I go post them in chat. I share them on Twitter. I share them on Discord. I get whatever anybody wants. Answer questions, answer DMs, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, hit the stream, apply the system, go with the levels that we charted the night before, talk about it as well in the morning, any pre-market plans we may have. Again, I'll try to start tomorrow's stream a little earlier. A lot of them, though, I've been doing, 10, 20, 30 minutes of pre-market breakdown, and then I let the market open, and then bam, we just go at it. I don't want to sit there and talk for an hour, and then we wait for the market open, so... Max Payne is currently 405 for OPEX. Okay. That's tomorrow, right? And then Friday is PAL. Leland. I don't choose a bias, Nick. Not until, of course, when I'm going into a trade, I'm clearly choosing a bias. But up until that trade, no, you're not choosing a bias. You're always planning for both sides. But check out Workshop 11. It's actually the video that's pinned to this live stream, and that's a really good kind of intro to how you get these levels and how you trade these levels. Again, how you should analyze them, how you should visualize them. I really am a really big guy on... I don't like to promote paper trading. I'm not like that. I don't like to promote pushing people into live trading either, though. So something I have come up with that I love to promote to people is visualize trading, mental trading. You don't need to actually get into a play. You could write down, oh, SPY, this contract that I got for SPY was at 4.51 when I wanted to enter. Write that down. Write it. Say it in your head. Follow it on the levels. Okay, bam, it's over this resistance. I like that it's holding here. And then, follow that up. And then when you exit your trade, bam, where did I exit? Did I stop out? Did I hit my target to the upside? What did I do? And then write it out. How did you feel in that trade? What were the reasons for entry? What were the reasons for exit? How did you feel during the trade? Write all of that down. Say it to yourself, whatever you have to do. But doing that over time is definitely going to help you out. Here you go, Hammer Time. Hammer Time. If you add this link to your chart, open it up, save it, and then go to the study set and take off whatever you want. But daily labels is what you want if you're wanting the daily labels. Volume stats will be the volume stat here, daily average volume, the today volume, and then how much percentage. And then the daily labels is the open, previous day high, previous day low, previous day close, previous day open. You can also interval or change those out if you want. But save that link, you can have it. No problem, man. Especially the levels, going all the way from a few years ago, matching the time frame today for the levels. That's a great tip. This live was priceless. Anytime, Julio. Glad to help you out, man. And price history, that's really all we trade by. Everybody's always bragging about oh, I'm a price action trader, I'm this, I'm that. Well, I'm a price action trader, but I trade with price history. I use significant levels that the institutions themselves are applying into their or putting into their systems. Like everyone's always like, oh, the algos know that level. The algos use price history. The algos use indicator information. They don't take away from some random source none of us have access to. They take from price history. They take from recent price history. Like you see my volume stat, that's very important to me. I now know that we have 73.8 million volume over the last 30 days average, right? So now I know if I have a 100 million volume day, then I'm having a more than average volume day over the last 30 days. It's just for information. It's not going to sway my trade left or right. It's just something to help me out. Give me some more awareness. I was about to end the stream, Pike, but if you send me an example, I would love to help you out. You said, Bueller, can you go over a supply zone you did a couple of weeks ago that it was going from the top of a wick to the top and meat of the next higher low? It was not a rectangle. It was like an acute triangle intraday. If you show me an example or tell me what chart it was on, maybe I can think back on it and say, oh, this is maybe why I did it, or maybe I misclicked or something. But Pike, hit me up on Discord or send it in there. I would love to figure out what you're going over. But I'm gonna end the stream now, guys. I do appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you guys for being here, for listening in, for picking up on some of the tips for supply, demand, how to mark these levels, how to trade the levels, how to plan, how to visualize, how to use the bigger time frame to help you out maybe in making a trade plan for the smaller time frame. All kinds of great tips in here. I hope you guys again appreciated this stream. Thank you guys for getting me to 40 likes. I was not expecting to get any amount of likes really. For a late day stream, so I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for being here, and I hope you do enjoy the stream. I'll catch you in the Discord tomorrow. Or not in the Discord. What am I talking about? I'm gonna catch you in the YouTube live stream tomorrow. I'll also be in the Discord, so I'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your evening, and be sure to check the chart links that I sent out on Twitter or Discord. I'll see you guys later.